You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's that famous quote that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with in real estate and entrepreneurship. Your environment matters a lot. How has your circle influenced your growth? And what advice would you give to someone who wants to level up the people around them?
Oh,
How
okay.
about Kaipo answers? Kaipo hasn't answered
let me jump on this. So
simmer down, LD. Let's someone else talk.
Thanks a lot, Audrey. You're driving me nuts. I'm like salivating at the mouth.
I mean, I have a great example. I feel like so originally I am from Hawaii and I now reside in Phoenix, right? So when I was in Hawaii, my original industry was the shipyard industry. So I was kind of surrounded by, older, business owners and stuff like that, right back there. But I mean, they was just kind of stuck in the shipyard. And when I got into real estate, I initially was in Hawaii, right? I was trying to do deals, join Sub2, trying to do deals in Hawaii. And I mean, Sub2 is kind of small in Hawaii. The price point was high. Creative deals was tough to get. So I actually started investing remote, working with wholesalers here in Phoenix. And, as I started seeing just the contrast on how real estate was happening back home, like back home, you can, the models or just the asset classes that would work would be like fix and flips, new construction, stuff like that. The guys who already had their roots in the ground there, they was doing great. But like wholesaling and whatnot, you wasn't really, it was hard to kind of establish and be successful, right? So started working with the guys out here and ultimately decided to move out here. So when I moved out here, this is like the hub of Sub2, right? Our main community, and started going to meetups, surrounding myself with certain people. I met Dustin, right? Dustin stayed at my house a couple of times, which, that's how I met all of you guys on here, right? And, just gradually, just naturally moved from wholesaling, got into co-living because of Dustin and whatnot. And now, we have our crew here, right? And I feel like we've been gaining traction. You know what I mean? We have a good team. Everyone's positive. We're all trying to grow and stuff like that. And I feel like in terms of where I started, and I know we all kind of started in one certain era with real estate, but where we are right now, I'm proud to be doing ground up construction, co-living, with you guys. You know what I mean? And it is because you guys, like, I'm in the middle right now. Like, looking at my screen, I don't know how you guys set up, but like, I'm in the middle of the 4 of you right now. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like looking at my screen, and that's kind of how I feel. Just kind of surrounding myself with the team, elevated me. And even like in these talks, when we're talking about loans and all these other complicated things, I'm not the smart, I don't know, like in depth, all of these things, but I constantly learning and evolving because I'm on these calls with you guys.
Well, and I wanted to say something, Dustin, or sorry, Kaipo. You guys met through a mutual friend. Am I correct? Pace Morby?
We did, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there you go. Like, way to level up the game. And I know you're actually neighbors, not next door neighbors, but you live close to Pace Morby. And yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if all my friends are homeless people, what is that going to do to me? And let's not say
your truck.
Okay, let me rephrase that really quickly. I'm not where I am right now in my life. I'm back in high school and I'm hanging out with homeless people. Am I going to eventually be where I'm at today?
You have a thing for homeless people. You use them in a lot of examples.
I feel like it's legit, because if you your five closest people, the guys around you is homeless or successful or whatever, I mean, I think that's just a natural human thing, right? You kind of level up or level down, not saying anyone's up or down. Some people like being homeless, but you kind of just, move to that level. I mean, that's the people around you, right?
I think it's all about like the shared thought processes. Like when you are hanging out with people, you talk about certain things and look at certain things, read certain things, and like your minds just start to mesh with all of that.
Yeah, it's like what your parents told you. You are who you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be around people that build you up or challenging you, maybe doing a little better than you. I think that's the most motivating for me, is having friends that are absolutely crushing it. Makes me want to crush it and get out there and find my hustle. And I want to hang around people that are smarter than me too. I like to learn from the people I'm around. If I'm the smartest person in the room, which is common, it's a little boring.
You should probably find a new podcast to do.
You made me feel so small. You know what? So I wanted to jump in at the beginning, but Audrey took the whip and pulled me back a little bit. But I do want to say one thing to end this podcast out. There's a quote that I really, really like. And I see it in my life, like my progression. And it says, small minds discuss people. And those were like my young days when I was hanging out with my homeless friends. All we did is we talked about other people. And then it says average minds, which was a place I really wanted to be eventually, discuss events. And when I made my first $60,000 a year, I was with a different group of friends, and we were talking about events and how this would affect jobs. And so we were looking for have that job mentality mindset. But great minds discuss ideas. And today I'm in this room, whenever we get together, we're not talking about people. We're not talking about events. We're literally discussing new ideas. And now we're at the beginning of creating a $100 million real estate empire. And it's all because we're not talking about people. We're not talking about events. We're literally discussing ideas. So I wanted to leave that with everyone. And we will see you tomorrow.